welcome back to Cooking with E. If you have some sourdough discard in the refrigerator, I have the perfect recipe for you. It's packed full of juicy apples, warm cinnamon, and it's so easy to make. All right, we're starting off with 2 cups of apples. I've peeled, cored, and diced them up, and you want your pieces to be about so big. Okay, now that we have our 2 cups of apples, we are going to mix our apples, our sugar, and then this is cinnamon and nutmeg. A lot of people make that pull-apart monkey bread with biscuit dough. And I have an aversion to canned biscuit dough, the flavoring. I don't know what it is. Is there anybody else out there that can't stand that? Anyway, you're gonna get your apples good and coated with your sugar, your cinnamon, and nutmeg, and we're gonna set this aside, and then we're gonna mix up our dry ingredients. All right, for our dry ingredients, we have our flour, baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, and salt, and we're just gonna give that a quick whisk, okay? We're gonna set this aside, and we're gonna do our wet ingredients. Okay, for our wet ingredients, we've got our eggs, our sourdough discard, milk, sugar, and butter, and whisk that all together. Now we're gonna make our batter. We're gonna add our wet ingredients to our dry ingredients. I'm gonna mix that well. Try not to overdo it. You just wanna get this mixed enough where you no longer have any dry ingredients. And then we're gonna fold in our apples. So you wanna fold, not stir. Okay, that should do it. Now we need to put it in our pan. Escapee. I've liberally coated a 9x5 loaf pan. The oven's preheated to 350 degrees or 175 Celsius. And we're just going to coax this into our pan. Just smooth this all out, nice and even. Make sure you have some tucked in the corners. All right, let's pop it in the oven. And in the oven for approximately 1 hour. I'm high altitude, so I gotta keep an eye out. I'm guessing it might take 55 minutes, but we'll use a toothpick to test it to ensure it comes out clean. Back in a little bit. Okay, we're gonna take this out of the oven and let it cool in its pan. While it does that, let's pop over to the counter and make the glaze. All right, now we're gonna whisk up our glaze, powdered sugar here. And we're gonna add some milk. And we're gonna mix this and get our glaze consistency. Again, the recipe is pinned below. You want to be able to drizzle that. So you don't want it too thick and you don't want it too thin. About like that. All right, let's get our loaf. If you enjoyed this recipe and want more delicious ways to use your sourdough discard, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new recipes. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.